Hi guys, welcome back. Today's video is my eyeshadow palette collection. This was a requested video. I mean, I always say that in every video, but most of my videos currently that I'm uploading are requested videos. I figured this would be a really useful video to have on my channel because it will show you guys which eyeshadow palettes that I have, and if you've got any of the same palettes but you have trouble finding ways to use it or figuring out which colors complement which ones or anything like that, maybe you could leave a comment down below and let me know which eyeshadow palette you'd like to see a look from. I reckon you could do that. I'll film it because I love playing with color. I mean, neutrals are fun and all, but I think I'm more into full-blown dramatic eyeshadow looks. So without me yapping on for much longer, I'll just get into it. I just want to put out a disclaimer. I'm in no way trying to brag about my makeup. Personally, I think that I have quite a small collection, but I know that these videos can be taken the wrong way in terms of bragging, but I'm really just doing it so you guys can see what palettes that I have and hear my thoughts on it. Let's start with some of my favorites, because why not? They would have to be the Anastasia eyeshadows. This was the first one that I picked up at Anastasia. It's called the Shadow Couture palette. You probably would have seen me use it a lot in my tutorials. It's a really versatile palette. You've got like a black, you've got some neutral browns, which are some of my favorites to use in the crease actually, especially the shade Morocco. And then you've got like a brown one highlight as well as like some fun, where's my finger? Some fun colors to play with and some shimmers as well. I bought this from, I don't remember, maybe makeup.co.nz or Anastasia Beverly Hills. I don't think it's available anymore, but Anastasia does palettes quite often, like probably a few times a year. It's better value for money to grab a palette than to buy the individual shadows. And you get quite a lot of them, even though it's quite small, you do get quite a lot of product. Like I use it quite often and I haven't even hit pan on them. So these are just some of the eyeshadows, like you can tell, like the pigmentation is ridiculous. In a good way, obviously. I would highly recommend her shadows, like they're just amazing. I think this one would pretty much be my most versatile, most used palette, and kind of my favorite palette because of like these shades. So, winning. I'm just gonna add like a winning to everything. The second palette by Anastasia that I was lucky to get, well lucky, I guess I mean I paid for it, but I was fortunate to get my hands on, is the Self-Made palette. The packaging of this is really nice. It's just like a magnetic closure, and I love how the lids for both of them flip over to the back so you can just hold it comfortably in your hand without it like folding over, you know, like it's comfortable. Oh, and they both come with a mirror, and also they both come with a brush. This one here, that's not it. This one here, it comes with a double-ended brush, like it's got like a little fluffy brush on the end, and this brush here. I really like this one for like my brow bone highlights, but just comes with a brush and that just goes in there. I really love this one. I feel like I don't get enough use out of this one, but it's got more of your bright shades. For example, if you have a lot of the basic kind of shades like the browns, neutrals, the blacks, then this is a good one to play around with color because it's got a lot of beautiful shimmery shades. There's only maybe like 2 matte colors. Is this a matte? Not really. Yeah, there's only 2 mattes, which is interesting. But yeah, I really like this palette. But between the two, if I were to pick one, I think I would just pick that one just because they've got your basic shades and it's got a really nice crease color. Yeah, and like I said, the pigmentation is incredible, as you can tell. I bought this one off the Anastasia Beverly Hills website. They also ship to New Zealand, which is awesome. Okay, let's move on to Urban Decay. I have 2 palettes by Urban Decay. One of them, which is my very first palette, is the Naked Basics 2 palette. This one was given to me as a gift from my friend Mona. She features in one of my videos on this channel, so you could go check that out if you want. We tried International Candy. It was a really funny video. I think it's one of my favorites I've filmed on this channel. She gave me this as a present for my birthday. I broke the shade cover, obviously, because I am clumsy. These are some really nice basic shades and neutrals. I really like the shade here, Skimp, and like the brow bone. They're really nice and pigmented, really buttery. This is a good neutral palette, so if you love your neutral shades and your mattes, this would be great because they're pretty much all matte. But then this one's kind of like a satin finish, I feel like, this one here. And I love the packaging. It looks like a piece of chocolate. I just wish I used it more often. But I guess if I go away, if I travel, then I'll definitely be taking this. But I tend not to. I wear even less makeup when I'm traveling. My other Urban Decay Naked palette, I've got the Naked 3 palette. This I pretty much just bought because I got a request to film a tutorial using it. I figured it would be a good one to have because a lot of people own this palette, and if I were to ever get another request for it, then I could film it. This one I was pleasantly surprised with. Like I said, I don't own any of the other naked palettes besides that little travel one. I filmed a tutorial with this look already, if you guys are wondering. I haven't used all the shades. I just pretty much used it once in the video so far. Look at that purple. That purple black. My gosh, look at that swatch. It is really, really pretty, and it's more of the rose toned colors, and it's got some mattes like that one there. Is that Limit? Yeah, Limit, Nuna. There's some matte. Strange is really nice on the brow bone. The only thing that I wish this had is I wish it had like a legit black, like a matte black. And I know they've probably got black in like some of the other naked palettes, so they're probably like, oh, we've already included in other palettes, why should we add in this one? But for me, for just like having one naked palette like this, I would have loved the black, because when I try to do looks with this, I want to play around with these colors. I want to go real smoky, and I just want to add like a black shadow in the very outer corner because I feel like this doesn't go dark enough, like as smoky enough as I'd like. But that's just me personally. It's like good to create a lot of daytime looks, and then you can move them into night, which is really nice. And a lot of the colors complement each other really well. Yes, we love it. There's issues buying Urban Decay in New Zealand. I got this from Beauty Bay, I think. This also came with a brush. It came with a brush like this, which is a dual-ended brush. Pretty cute. It came with some samples for the primer potion. So I got the original, Eden, Sin, and the anti-aging one. So yeah, that's what they look like. Ooh, that's a pretty decent amount. You know what I would do? I would just take these out of the packaging and put them in little pots so I can use them. Next, let's go to Too Faced. Oh my gosh, Too Faced. Their palettes. Okay, I have the chocolate bar palette, the original one. It smells so good. I really like this palette. I think this has to be one of my, kind of my like first proper palette that I bought. It's pretty much when I started YouTube, which is like only 9 months ago. I don't know, 9 months ago. I bought this from Melbourne. David Jones, was it Maya? I don't know. My sister's gonna be like, girl, you don't even know, because she was with me. I was trying to weigh up between this one and the other one, because the other one had like this nice brown shade that I really wanted. I felt like this would be more versatile because I always look for a palette that has some matte browns that I could put in the crease, and also a brow bone highlight, and then if I'm lucky, I could get a black. And then whatever else is just like a bonus really. So I really like this palette because it's got some matte crease colors, and I love this shade here, which is Cherry Cordial. I love putting this in like the outer corner just to deepen up the look, and I love plum shades in the crease. So that's just where I'm at in life. That's what they look like. So obviously they're quite pigmented too. I don't use these two shades ever, but I mean, if you think about it, when you're buying an eyeshadow palette, just also check out how many shades would you actually use from it. Would you get your money's worth? Oh, and also the names aren't on the palettes. So I just kind of cut out the names from the box, and I stuck it on the back of my palette because it's useful when you're filming tutorials and you're trying to tell people which one it is. Another palette that I love is my Stila palette. This is Eyes on the Window Shadow Palette in Seoul. I got this from Mecca Cosmetica in Ponsonby in Newmarket, one of them. This one is also a really great all-in-one palette. This one shade, Kitten, is like the best thing ever. Like, let me just do some swatches for you guys, alright? I'm sure I showed this in one of my videos, but let me just show you again. That's what those look like. I feel like that one isn't really doing great. It's this one here. Maybe it's got too much glitter. But that shade there, Kitten, is just so pretty. It's pretty as everything, like in your inner corner, all over your eyelid. You can even use it as a highlight. I feel like that's my favorite shade by Stila is Kitten. You could create a lot of looks with this. I mean, nothing too dramatic. Well, you could do like a smoky eye. If you wanted like bright colors, then this isn't the palette for you. But if you love your neutrals and you want just like an all-in-one palette, this would be a great one. Let's move on to Morphe. The only palette I have is the 35O palette. Oh my god, so pretty, so pretty. This is definitely worth every cent. I bought this off the Morphe website. It is so sought after and it's always out of stock. If you can get your hands on it, do it, girl, just do it. I feel like it's a really good palette for like everything. I mean, there's no black. I mean, you're gonna hear me say this in everything. I'm like, I want a black in every palette. I'm sorry, that's just me. You've got your brow bone highlight, you've got like matte browns, Got a lot of different choices of matte browns. You've got some cool tones, you've got some warm tones, you've got some coppers, some shimmers, some golds. It's a really, really amazing palette. Look at this. Just look at this. You really get your money's worth with this one, and you get so many shadows. I love this palette. Honestly, I'm so glad that I got this. Keep an eye on the Morphe website if you guys really want to get it. Then I honestly feel like it's worth it. And I've never actually seen this shade before. Like, I've never seen it on anywhere. So it's like a mustard color. That's that one there. I love that. I love when eyeshadow palettes have really unique shades that you haven't seen in palettes before, like other palettes. So this is a goodie. Next, let's move on to BH Cosmetics. I have about 3 BH Cosmetics palettes, mainly because when I first started out in makeup, I think I used to watch like Wrist Rose 2, maybe Dulce Candy, and a few other people. This was back when I was like 18, 19, many years ago. So I wanted to pick up an eyeshadow palette that pretty much had everything, you know? So I picked up the 88 color matte palette. Now, it's not all matte. I don't even know if this is available anymore, probably, right? But maybe like a different packaging. It's not all matte shades. I mean, like you can see here, there's like some shimmers, but you have pretty much everything from like your ivory bone shades from this side all the way up to your black, and you've got like rows and rows of greens and blues or purples. Like, that's all you need. I don't use this enough, but I mean, the pigmentation is definitely there. BH Cosmetics is such an affordable brand, especially if you're just starting out. Like, this is fun to play with. And also like having this on hand if I ever don't have any other colors, like any color that I'm looking for in any other palettes, I will know it's in this palette. So I think this is like a good base to have. You could do a lot. Like, I mean, look at these greens. Like, I have never seen this one before, and I love this one. I actually want to play with this one. Why have I not used this? Can I film a tutorial on this? Really affordable. I just bought my BH Cosmetics stuff from their website. I mean, the greens kind of look a little bit chalky, but I feel like once they're on the lid, they would be fine. This is a good staple to have, or even any full palette like this that is good pigmentation, because you could get a lot of use out of it, especially like those blues. Like, how pretty are these? This just makes me want, this just inspires me. Color inspires me. BH Cosmetics has so many sales so often, so it's pretty good. And along with that one, I picked up the Day and Night palette. I think this was probably because of Wrist Rose too. I really like this because it's got day and night, but ooh, why do I do this? Ow, my fingers. I definitely don't reach for this one as much. I feel like the daytime shades I pretty much never use. I only get much use out of the browns and the silvers and the metallic shades on this side. Those ones not really, besides like these kind of aquary shades. Those are some of the shades that I picked up. I wouldn't really say that you should rush out and buy this one. I'm not sure if it's available. I mean, I bought this like many years ago. The last palette I have is the Carli Bybel palette. It's got a mix of eyeshadows and highlighters. I do really love it. Like, I love this burgundy shade. This is 4 highlighters, 10 eyeshadows, pigmentation on point as always. Why don't I play with this more often? Like, look at this. It's really inexpensive. I would definitely recommend this palette if you are into like the pinks and the coppers. I pretty much just bought this because I was going to make an order off the BH Cosmetics site anyway, and I saw it and I just couldn't pass it up. So, and I also wanted to try the eyeshadows as highlights, so that's pretty nice as well. Look at me, I'm shining. I have like 3 layers of highlighter because I'm obsessed. That's pretty much all the ones by BH Cosmetics. Lastly, I only have like 3 tiny little palettes. So one of the smaller palettes that I have is one by NYX. This is the Parisian Chic palette, Love in Paris. I bought this from, I think, Target in Australia. I don't know, I don't use this much, like, quite often because I didn't like, well, I tried to use it in a tutorial, but I feel like on your fingers it swatches really nice, but when I was putting it on my eyes, it didn't come out as dark as I wanted. You know how some eyeshadows, they look really pretty when you touch them, but then when you put them on your eyes, it's not as pigment rich as you would hope. I don't know if it's just this palette. I mean, NYX has, I've got the single eyeshadows and I really like it. I think maybe it could be that one because I love NYX as a brand. I love their lip products. I love their face products. I do love NYX. I just don't like this one. I don't get much use out of it because I just don't reach for it. I also have one Loreal makeup palette, which is Project Runway limited edition. Probably got this at a makeup sale. Shadows are really nice, but I feel like they're quite chunky, glittery. They're not that pigmented like this one here. They're not like what they would seem like in the pan, and they kind of go over, like there's a lot of fallout, so I'm not such a fan of that. This is a really old palette. I bought this many years ago at like a makeup sale, probably for like 10 bucks or something. I never used this. I mean, I'm not sure why I still have it. I should probably throw it out or give it away. Lastly, I also have a Maybelline palette. This is just the Eye Studio Smoky Cinnamon palette, and I would like to do like a look on one of those greens because that's pretty. But also with the same situation with like the Loreal ones, I feel like there's a lot of fallout in these drugstore palettes. I'm not sure why. I mean, maybe it's just my face, but that's what I found, and I tend to not reach for any of those because I just don't end up using it. As always, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment down below if you have any requests. That's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys! Sometimes when I'm doing my lips starts switching. It's so awkward. Are we kind of close to being able to film? Yeah. I feel like the lighting's changed. Was I this bright to begin with? I don't know. I don't want to make this video too long. Let me just wipe my hands off. No, they're not good for anything. Ooh.